Sinbad's Fourth Voyage, a tale of adventure, peril and discovery.
Restless after months at home, Sinbad set out on his fourth voyage, driven by the lure of new discoveries and untold treasures. Leaving Basra with a seasoned crew and a heart burdened by his wife Alora's tender goodbye, Sinbad promised to return swiftly. This voyage began with smooth sailing, with Sinbad and his crew visiting several islands and trading goods. However, one evening, they encountered a trader who spoke of an incredible treasure, a gigantic, legendary egg of the mythical Rukh bird. The egg was said to be an object of immense rarity and value, sought by kings and collectors across the world. The trader revealed the location of an uncharted island where the Rukh nested. Intrigued and determined to claim this treasure, Sinbad and his crew altered their course toward the fabled island. After weeks of navigating through treacherous waters, the crew spotted the island. It was a place of striking beauty, with towering cliffs, verdant forests, and shimmering beaches. Venturing inland, they discovered a massive nest perched on a rocky plateau. Within the nest lay the enormous egg, shining like a pearl under the sun. The crew marveled at the sight, but Sinbad sensed danger. "Take only what we can carry quickly," he warned. "This treasure may come at a cost." Despite Sinbad's caution, some crew members, driven by greed, began hacking at the nest to collect fragments of its precious lining. The disturbance awoke the Rukh, a massive bird with wings that darkened the sky. Sinbad watches in horror as the crew's actions provoke the wrath of the Rukh, realizing the danger they have unleashed. With an ear-splitting screech, the Rukh descended upon them. Its talons were as sharp as swords, and its beak crushed anything in its path. The crew scrambled in terror, some fleeing to the ship, while others fell victim to the furious bird. Sinbad, ever resourceful, led the survivors back to the shore, urging them to load the egg onto the ship. As the Rukh pursued them, the ship set sail, but the bird followed, attacking with its mighty wings. In its fury, the Rukh dropped boulders from the cliffs, shattering parts of the ship and leaving it barely seaworthy. Eventually, the battered ship succumbed to the sea's wrath. Sinbad and a few surviving crew members clung to pieces of the wreckage, drifting until they washed ashore on another mysterious island. The island seemed desolate at first, but Sinbad's sharp eyes noticed signs of life, footprints leading inland. Following them, he discovered a group of locals who took pity on the stranded sailors and offered them food and shelter. While the voyage brought loss and hardship, Sinbad returned with invaluable lessons about the dangers of greed and the importance of caution. While recovering, Sinbad explored the island and discovered it held peculiar flora and fauna. The Island of Strange Wonders was aptly named. Each step deeper into its heart revealed marvels and dangers in equal measure. Yet, the recent traumatic encounter with the Rukh had left Sinbad's crew shaken. Their courage had been tested to its breaking point, and despite their respect for Sinbad, they were reluctant to face any further perils. Sinbad, understanding their fears, assured them, "Rest and recover your spirits. I will handle this alone. You have followed me through enough dangers already." Sinbad ventured alone toward the light his sharp eyes had spotted in the distance. The faint glow grew brighter as he approached, revealing an otherworldly sight, a lagoon that shimmered as though filled with liquid silver. The glow emanated from bioluminescent plankton swirling in the water, casting a magical light across the surroundings. As Sinbad knelt at the water's edge, marveling at the beauty, his instincts warned him of movement below. Gliding stealthily beneath the surface were sea serpents, their scales reflecting the lagoon's glow. These creatures, guardians of the lagoon, were as deadly as they were mesmerizing. Recalling his experience with the Rukh, Sinbad knew he needed to act with precision. Observing the lagoon, he noticed that the serpents were most active where the water rippled. He used a branch to create disturbances on one side of the lagoon, drawing the serpents away from the shallows. Quickly, he waded in, retrieving several glowing oysters without alerting the predators. Returning to the shore, Sinbad cracked open one of the oysters to reveal a pearl that glowed faintly in the dim light. It was a treasure unlike any he had ever seen. With his modest haul secure, Sinbad left the lagoon, knowing he had faced and outsmarted another of nature's wonders. After his success at the lagoon, guided by tales from the island's locals, Sinbad sought out the legendary tree that bore golden fruit. When he finally laid eyes on it, the tree seemed almost unreal. Its fruit glimmered in the sunlight, resembling molten gold frozen in time. But the tree was no passive provider of bounty, it was a living sentinel. Its branches twisted and moved of their own accord, and thorny vines lashed out at anything that ventured too close. Approaching cautiously, Sinbad was immediately hit by a fine mist released by the tree. It caused his head to spin, and he retreated to clear his mind. Realizing the tree reacted to nearby vibrations, Sinbad formulated a plan. Using a long pole he had fashioned from a sturdy branch, Sinbad tested the tree's reactions. The vines lashed at the pole, confirming his suspicions. He tied a loop of rope to the pole's end and used it to snag a piece of fruit from a safe distance. The golden fruit was not just beautiful but also valuable. Beneath its gleaming skin was a fragrant, succulent flesh. Its seeds, the locals had whispered, held rejuvenating properties that made them prized in distant lands. Sinbad carefully preserved both the fruit and seeds, knowing their worth would fetch a fortune back in Basra. When Sinbad returned to the camp with the treasures he had acquired, the glowing pearls from the shimmering lagoon and the golden fruit from the living tree, the crew listened in awe to his recounting of the island's perils and wonders. Their guilt for not accompanying him was evident, but Sinbad reassured them with a smile. Fear is no weakness, my friends. Fear is natural, and it keeps us alive. But courage is rising above it when the moment demands, which can do wonders sometime. So, accept the fear and embrace the courage, he said, his words rekindling their spirits. While the crew recovering from the ordeal with the Rukh, Sinbad, ever resourceful, traded small trinkets and knowledge with the island's locals, ensuring they had sufficient supplies to last until help arrived. One bright morning, the sound of a ship's horn echoed across the bay. A merchant vessel bounded for Basra appeared on the horizon, and the crew's joy knew no bounds. The merchant ship anchored nearby, and its captain welcomed Sinbad and his crew aboard after hearing their tale of survival and adventure. As they departed the island of strange wonders, Sinbad stood at the railing, watching the island grow smaller in the distance. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons it had imparted, as well as relief to be heading home with his crew safe. The merchant ship ferried them to Basra, carrying not only Sinbad's remarkable treasures but also tales of his bravery. The voyage solidified his reputation as an adventurer unlike any other. For Sinbad, the journey home was a time of reflection and preparation. His adventures had brought him fortune, wisdom, and a yearning to continue exploring the vast, mysterious world.
And so Sinbad's incredible fourth voyage comes to an end, an epic tale of courage, wisdom, and the unrelenting spirit of adventure. As he returns to Basra with treasures beyond imagination and lessons to last a lifetime, his story inspires us to face our fears and embrace the unknown. Stay tuned for the next chapter in Sinbad's legendary journey, only on Videon. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to join us for more adventures filled with wonder, danger, and discovery. Until next time, adventurers, may your sails be strong and your hearts be brave. See you on the next voyage.